Well, did you go to the Anzac Day dawn marches and parades and things? I suppose if you haven't heard yet, most of the news is coming out about an hour ago. The one in Melbourne that was televised all around the world, there was people booing. Yeah, have a listen to this. I'll see if I can get it.
This morning, I'm here to welcome everybody to my father's country. Beautiful Bunurong country. But before we do that, we pay our acknowledgements and we pay our respects.
And now, listen to Nine News. What's his name? Carl Stefanovic, and some other Sheila there. I haven't watched it for bloody years and years. Seen this on YouTube here. They're bringing up the subject to Peter Dutton about the booing at the ceremony, and have a listen to what he says, because all your voter base, and listen to the language of these people. Just have a listen first, and I'll speak about it. Hang on a sec. Carl's just about to ask him.
Pete, I'm loath to raise this, but it does need to be raised. And Sarah and I both absolutely appalled by this disgraceful act at Melbourne Shrine this morning, and outburst from this neo-Nazi. I mean, what do you say?
Carl, our diggers fought against the Nazis, and this movement of neo-Nazis has any presence in our country at all is just an outrage and a disgrace, and we've toughened the laws at a federal level to stop the display of Nazi symbols, etc. But you look at the Nazi ideology, the deaths that it led to, the destruction, not just of Europe, but across the world. The stories here in Australia of Holocaust survivors, and you read the history of the Nazi regime and Hitler's evil and those around him, and that it could be glorified by Australians here shows that these people are mentally unwell.
I'll shut him up there.
Be condemned, and the police come down.
Police are going to come down heavy on this. How do we know they're neo-Nazis? How do you know when you got a heckler in a crowd that's a neo-Nazi? Were they flying Nazi flags or doing the Nazi salute? And even then, how do you know? We've got some people that have had a gutsful, like everyone, like so many people that I've spoken to, so many people in the community, it's divisive. What do you think about the welcome to country? They say it's the biggest load of shit, and it pisses us off how we have to be welcome to country, the country that we were born in, by some guy or woman that claims that they are somehow the owners and that we're just here at their behest. Like, people are absolutely bloody sick of it. So Peter Dutton, you just lost a whole bunch of voters. If anyone saw that was thinking about voting for the Liberal Party, whoever they are, like, you're no better than all the rest, mate. You're just another globalist. Because although it's a little bit rude, and you could say they hijacked the Anzac Day ceremony, but, if you're going to protest against this rubbish, welcome to country rubbish, the guy that was talking, whatever his name was, he said he was a, like a minister or was something, some official in the something or other, just another taxpayer-funded boondoggle drag on the economy. This is just rubbish, and people have had enough of it. So some people, the greatest way to protest this rubbish is to get up and boo it. I didn't see any flags, didn't see, just how do they come to the conclusion that there's a neo-Nazi cell in Australia that we have to wipe out, And what are we going to charge these people with when we finally track them down because they left their phones in their pockets when they went? I'm sure they'll find a way. What are they going to charge them with? Booing? No, I'd say they're going to categorise them into some. They're going to try and see if they've got links to criminal organisations, supposedly criminal organisations, or maybe that, you know, if I was a biker today, I'd be celebrating that they're going after the neo-Nazis now, or they just label people neo-Nazis and go after them. But I wanted to throw up when I listened to Peter Dutton just go off on a tangent about the Nazis. Because how the hell do we know? I mean, it was just some booing. It was a protest because people have had a guts full of this fucking welcome to country bullshit. That's all it was. I think we know who the real Nazis are, don't we? And I don't know whether I recorded it, but he spoke before it about, these wonderful military people, they, you know, if they don't get killed on behalf of the government overseas, they come back and they go into business. He said that, but then he also said, and wonderful careers in academia and in the media and in politics. Golly gosh, they make such a contribution if they manage to make it home after going overseas and shooting at someone they don't know that never did a thing to them. They can come home and go into politics. I'm sure they can. Because if they still believe when they come home in the system that sent them there, then they may as well. Then they can send someone else's sons and daughters over there. So, welcome to country, people. Welcome to country. Welcome to Australia. What's that dollar vigilante? What's his... Jeff Berwick. Australia, he calls it. Australia. You know how, in another podcast, I was talking about how easily you can have your gun license revoked. Let's see how easily your passport can be revoked. Because he's right. Dan Andrews and his mates showed us that we live in Australia. So they were appalled. Stefanovic was appalled. Well, I'm appalled too, mate. I'm appalled at what I heard come out of Dutton's mouth, and I'm sure the same shit came out of Albanese's as well. The two Nazis jumping to the conclusion that a bunch of disgruntled Australians that are sick to death of hearing this rubbish and having every event hijacked by this rubbish decided to make a little bit of noise about it. But once again, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you on the next one.